Going on to you, Cancer Crabs. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this reading. So for you, Cancer Crabs, you have the Hermit, the Temperance, and the Two of Swords. So what I'm seeing here for you, Cancer Crabs, is that a lot of you very much so are very happy to self-improve. This is a time for you, Cancer Crabs, where this is more about self-improvement and being as low-key as possible. You know, you don't necessarily really want to let other people know how good you are. Otherwise, they can always come in and mess you up or try to like take it from you. And a lot of you Cancer Crabs don't even want anyone right now to be trying to enter into your life and make it seem like they're for you when really they're not. Overall, I'm seeing how you Cancer Crabs are very much so good and that you in a position to take it or leave it. And that's the power of having leverage. That's the power of power, you know? The fact that you Cancer Crabs could be in a good space where things are working for you mentally, health-wise, spiritually, okay? There's not a lot of drama in your life. Who we can be when drama is not in our life, and that we know how to actually calm down and not, the normality is not drama, is amazing, right? And this is something that you Cancer Crabs definitely know what peace is like. Because Cancer Crabs, like I said, y'all rule over isolation. Being in a position where you by yourself and you get a chance to do what you gravitate to, what gravitates to you. And if it works for you, which it should, then you Cancer Crabs actually being in a position to actually reach your potential and your goals. Now, why that's so powerful in the first place is because of the Two of Swords. Okay, the Two of Swords is about how being able to actually make up your mind. So it's not just about you Cancer Crabs, you know, doing something, and then when you have a partner, all they can do is bring you down and they end up being a distraction. No, this is about you Cancer Crabs really not necessarily even wanting a relationship unless it's a very good quality person, you know? The Nine of Swords and the Sun card speaks to how you're, again, you know, the Nine of Swords, your mind is very much so open. And you understand how having a significant other in your life who's not really able to actually carry their own weight and offer anything in a relationship can actually bring down the quality of the relationship. You know, you Cancer Crabs you Cancer Crabs don't want to date. And it doesn't have anything to do with you Cancer Crabs being terrible people. It has everything to do with, I just see a lot of you Cancer Crabs don't want that around you. There's not a lot of quality people to date. So a lot of you Cancer Crabs are like, okay, since there's not a lot of quality people, why would you date, right? This is more so about you Cancer Crabs taking your time. You know, will you date again? More than likely, yes. But as of right now, no. Why? Because you haven't met anybody. Like we all know those, like we know those type of people where it's like, we don't necessarily date. We're not necessarily looking to date. Take it or leave it, right? And we're single and we good in our singlehood, but as we're talking to somebody, we're just kind of, you know, testing the waters, just not testing, but like we're just kind of seeing what's out here. And then when we see something that could look interesting, now it's like, oh, okay. And then then a lot of us, we get ourselves into functional relationships. If the person is a great, wonderful person and they have great characteristics that you can work with, we end up being in relationships like that. This is why it is that I say that this is what those people mean when they say, stop trying to look to be in a relationship. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about don't necessarily look for it. Just be single and be happy being single and deal with your own shadow go through your dark night of the soul, but at the same time, just kind of perk your ears up every now and again to see if there's anything out here. And then if there is, take that opportunity and see where it goes. And if you're talking to people and you don't necessarily see any kind of opportunities, there's not a lot of wonderful traits about the person, then you just carry on, right? Regular as your day goes by. So that's what they're talking about. And then the thing is that the Sun card represents, it shines a light on you Cancer crabs and your existence. It says that on the silver screen, it says that you Cancer crabs, ultimately y'all are doing just fine, and that y'all are mutable. Y'all very much so can take it or leave it. And that's the power of the mutable signs. The mutable signs, they're not just there for no reason. The mutability represents the ability to take advantage of the position regardless of whatever position you're in. Whether you're in a position of dating or whether you're being single, it's being content and joyful either way, without having to be like, okay, once you're single, now it's you're woeing the day, or you're upset at the fact that you're single and you want to be in a relationship, and you're miserable if you're not in a relationship, but then you can't get in one because there's not a lot of great people around. No, this is not that. This is about you Cancer crabs being joyful at the fact that you're happy to be single, and you can be single for a long period of time if you want to, but it's also about having leverage in the sense that when you meet someone that and the two of you just click, you go together, you actually have a chance, a legitimate chance, and you're not dealing with someone who's a knucklehead, who's stupid, who's so stupid, underestimates you Cancer crabs and thinks that there's something wrong with you, when in actuality there's something wrong with them. This is why I say that being intelligent is playing a dangerous game. Why I don't think I'm very intelligent. I don't pump myself up in that way, because the most stupid people on earth, the most misguided, stupid, confused, lost, entangled, warped, delusional, delirious people in the world think that they're smarter than everybody else constantly. That is a consistent theme. It's constantly thinking that they're more intelligent than everybody. So right? So why is that important? It's important because it like I said, it shines a light on how you Cancer crabs can be intelligent, and y'all could be dating, knowing what y'all are looking for, knowing why y'all are dating, right? You're dating with purpose, trying to get to know somebody. You're seeing if there's anybody with a mind out here, right? Not just quantity, right? But quality over quantity, right? And yet they have such a mentality of they're smarter than everybody else, to the point where they're stupid. They're looking at you Cancer crabs like something's wrong with you, when there's actually not. It's actually reversed. But they're so stupid, they think that they're smart. It actually goes over their head. You see what I'm saying? And this is why you got the Sun card, because it shines a light on the position that you Cancer crabs are in. So the Five of Wands and the Magician now is about how, because a lot of people are not really serious. They're not really ready for actual relationships. You Cancer crabs realize that for the most part, a lot of people are really playing a rendition or broken or fractured, dysfunctional replica of what a relationship is. You know that. And because when it comes time now for you Cancer crabs to get serious with somebody, you show up, you're doing the right things, you actually applying pressure the way that it should be, you're being serious about actually going somewhere, the relationship having legs, it has a purpose to it. Now you come to realize that, yeah, you kind of disappointed a little bit because it's not you that's the problem. It's this person fronting and putting and selling wolf tickets, lying, putting on a big acting role like they're really ready for a relationship. But when you press the line, when you actually, right, when you actually apply pressure, they're breaking. Now they got all these excuses why it is that they can't do it, right? They're pulling all these rabbit out of their hats like a magician, why they can't do all these excuses, all these straw man arguments, right? Why it is that they can't do it, why they're incapable of doing it, why, just why. They ghost, they come up with all these excuses. They're telling you how you are expecting too much. That's another thing. When a person says you're expecting too much, what they're trying to say is that they are trash. I've never seen a person who said, man, you expecting too much, and they turn out to be decent people. So that's another big indication, is when they say you're expecting too much. What they're trying, because it's not, because let me say this, Cancer Crafts, it is not hard to want to get to know somebody and to potentially see if they have value. When a person says you expecting too much, what they're really trying to say is that they are dysfunctional to the point where they're telling you immediately they're saying that they're not doing anything. They're not, this not only is this not gonna last, but this is probably gonna be the last time that they see. So how you supposed to build a relationship like that? See, people expect to build relationships barely ever seeing the person. This is why I say hypergamy don't work. Because that's what hypergamy is. You gotta convince the other person that you may never see them again. So what sense does that make? You trying to build a relationship with somebody, and then you don't hear from the person in 6 months, if ever again. Now that's just another opportunity that's lost. You understand what I'm saying? Trying to satisfy, it's stupid. Anybody who's playing the game is dealing with low IQ. It's stupid. It really is downstairs. It don't, like, because every time hypergamy says, I stand for this. So when you study hypergamy, you stand for this, right? Supposedly that's what hypergamy is, right? And then you really think about it, you understand how stupid and how confused and how downright crisscrossed it is. Because the very definition of hypergamy is about dating upwards in your social economic than what your social economic status is. So if you're middle class, trying to date upward middle class or rich. If you are broke, you are destitute, dating middle class and up. All of these games that people are playing, this is not even hypergamy, because hypergamy is dating up. How are you dating up? S-testing somebody. You don't need to know, and I'm not saying you, but I'm saying in a general sense, somebody doesn't even need to know what the character of a person is. They're just, but at the same time, they put this person on a pedestal. Why? Because they can get other people to be into them. You see how stupid it is? And then this is why I say these are short yellow bus individuals, because they're doing this, and it makes, like, it's not even emotion. It really is mental problems. It really is short yellow bus. It really is. This isn't even hypergamy. So what are they doing? What value are they, what quality are they doing it for? It's because they like dysfunction. They think backwards. They think warped. So a lot of you Cancer Crabs don't want that around you. This is what you Cancer crabs are escaping from. This is what y'all are like, nah, y'all will sit this one out. You only gonna date people who are quality, because the Nine of Pentacles is about just that. You have a life to live. You have the justice. You have self-respect. The Ace of Swords, nah, and if you don't find anybody, you'll continue. You know, you're okay. You Cancer crabs are doing the Lord's work. Y'all are being single, happy being single, talking to people, and if you don't mix well or match well with this person, it is what it is. But you're not going to have dysfunctional people around you, right? Just to prove something to another person. But see, this is what I want you Cancer crabs to understand. This is how healthy people live their lives, though. You do. I shouldn't have said that. That's gonna hurt some trolls. But this is how functional people live their lives, though. People are naturally single. The default pattern of everyone is to be single until they work to be in a relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Until they make contact with somebody, they are single. So let's clarify the Ace of Swords. Six of Wands, Ten of Wands, Nine of Swords, the Emperor, the Star card. Like I said, this is what I be talking about when I say that they have to bring quality to you, because you Cancer crowds are comfortable being single. Y'all are upgrading yourselves, y'all improving yourselves, y'all are living y'all lives without weirdos, dysfunctional people getting on your nerves, wasting your time all the time. And because of it, a lot of you Cancer crabs, like I said, this is what raises your value. When you don't care to get into the secular things that other people get into, trying to make other people jealous of them and all this other type of stuff. When you Cancer crabs don't care about that, which you have achieved, this is what's raising your value. Because like I said a few minutes ago, this is how healthy people live their life. Healthy people don't get into relationships, no matter how dysfunctional the relationship is, just so that they can satisfy not being comfortable being by themselves. Healthy people can be by themselves for extended, long periods of time. It's just that they're looking for quality, and that if they don't find quality, then it's, if they got to be single for a little while longer, that's fine.